Hello. In this scenario, we're going to take a look at how to aggregate data from Sitecore and related applications into Put It Forward's Siteline Analytics platform. Using the same infrastructure and processes inside Put It Forward that you would for integration and process orchestration and automation, etc., we can also pipe that data directly into the internal data stores inside of Put It Forward. Now, this allows the Sitecore owner to solve kind of really three core problems. One is get the true picture of the customer story, meaning how are they engaging across multiple different platforms and be able to assemble that into a story that represents how the customer is looking and engaging with the brand rather than just clicks and statistics on pieces of the journey that they may be engaging with. Second thing is returns on the content-led journey. So being able to work and understand exactly how content is being used across the Sitecore ecosystem to depth, to level of engagement, to time on content, and being able to map that directly against the content tree inside of XM and being able to see truly how content is being leveraged as part of the journey. And third area is really for optimizing conversion and onboarding of customers. So making sure that they're getting the right information at the right moment in time and being able to stitch that all together into that common story that we talked about earlier. Process is the same in the other integration scenarios and process automation and predictive analytics scenarios. We put it forward, connect to the source, be able to stick it into the data platform itself, and then be able to do the predictive analytics or regular analytics reporting and so on it. So let's take a quick look at how to pull that data into Put It Forward and into the analytics platform itself. So moving into Put It Forward, there's a number of different functions. There are excellent other demos that you can get into to see how the process automation or the integration designer is used to connect all these different sources together. But today we're going to focus exclusively on core data, bringing it into Sightline. So let's look at one step in a process automation step here. This happens to be gathering data from Sitecore itself and moving that into the internal data stores and data layers inside Put It Forward. We won't spend time on the data mapping. It's already set up and lots of conditional rules around how to manage the data. But the target itself is actually the focus here today, which is in the internal data objects inside Put It Forward, which we call Sightline. So let's take a look at how to add data into that environment. Now, keep in mind, that is happening in concert of an integration. So you're not only getting the data flow in between the two applications happening at the same time, but you're also getting the same data flowing into the analytics layer so that you can report on in a consolidated way. So it works with multiple different systems at the same time. So as everything's flowing through, you're also getting real-time analytics and views into those customer stories. So let's look at the destination in this case here. The destination is an internal function inside Put It Forward. Now it's used in this case for saving state, so managing state across commerce-led transactional-based scenarios where you're dealing with non-state and stateful types of applications. Now we use this for a lot of different scenarios, whether it's maintaining state or identity resolution or customer content and experience, etc. But let's look at the properties here. One of the interesting power features inside Put It Forward here is that you can actually define the data as it's moving through Put It Forward as an object at any one moment in time. So what that allows you to do is be able to save and create that data in ways that you need it to look exactly inside of your environment. So let's take a quick look at that. As you can see, there's a number of existing objects inside of the environment right now. We're going to quickly add one on the fly here. And what this allows us to do is basically say, oh, as I'm having data moving through integrations and I want to start thinking about it from an analytics perspective, how can I be able to organize that data for reporting and analytics and predictive functions, et cetera. So it's very quick. We can just add like an object on the fly. This now immediately becomes available inside of the environment that we can start piping data into. Of course, we can choose which data we want to be able to assign to that. We can also structure the objects to be exactly how you want them to have the fields that you need, et cetera. If you want to make a change in the future, it's very quick. You just come in and add the values or the descriptive fields that you want, and it's dynamically created, and the data automatically pipes into that for your reporting and analytics. Or you can also drive that data directly into the predictive analytics layer inside Put It Forward, which is Delphi, which is outside the scope of today's conversation, but there will be another one focusing exclusively on that. There's other power functions inside of here, but this is really the scope of what we're wanted to spend time on here today. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for your time and attention.